So getting booked for keynotes is the topic today, and we will have a look at visibility, speaking page, inbound and outbound. And the first two things is just to set up the rest, and to get us like all leveled. Visibility. I always go back to this system. So there are a lot of videos inside of this community about the system. I always go back to this because that's the differentiator with everything. So we start with your personal brand, which is the star piece. We bring your personal brand into your personal website, which we call Hub. Then we create content that is first and foremost put into your hub so that the search engines and that the AI systems of the future can read and digest it. And then we are distributing it out into the World Wide Web, into social media platforms, so that we drive business and speaking engagements. And this is how this looks from a flow perspective. There are a couple of videos already inside of the community as well where I explain it, but I keep on sorry, I just need to add people. Keep on mentioning this because we have new people joining, and sometimes I didn't explain it clear, so it's always good to have another recording of me rambling about it. So from a flow perspective, videos is the highest converting speaking instrument that you can have in a digital ecosystem. So you speaking on video will enable you to get more speaking gigs than you doing blog posts where you don't talk. Reason for that is that people that see you speaking on video can feel how you speak and can feel who you are, and through that are more likely to book you when they see you on video. So these videos go into your hub, which is the personal website, from there into social media, and then we drag people into our funnel, which is getting them into our websites and then generate leads. And that works for business, but we are speaking about keynote speaking today. So this is the flow that I have used over the last years and works super well, as well with the nurturing opportunity. So getting us visible is the getting our credibility visible, because all of you, at least the ones that I know in person, or we have been on a couple of calls, you all have incredible credibility. What we need to get you to is that you're visible with your credibility. And that's the visibility part. And a key part of that is a speaking page. So you should have your own speaking page. And I can't emphasize this enough. This is a game changer. Having a speaking page where you can showcase yourself being a keynote speaker, being a public speaker, however you say that in any of the different countries, is a game changer, because you can show who you are and what you speak about, but as well can give the credibility. So I will give you a quick tour on my website, just to give you an example how I did that. And show you my speaking page. It's not that this is the most perfect speaking page on the planet, but I'm just speaking about a couple of key things. So first thing is the hero section, which is always the upper section here, is like it needs to show you in a credible way, which is your face, because your face is the biggest driver of credibility in a digital setting, because we are humans. And then having a call to action, which is book me as a keynote speaker. So that what I have seen working super well. Then in the best case, you have a video. I have now used one of the videos where I did a little bit action in Switzerland a couple of 2 months ago. And Elmar, who was in the call, was even joining me on the stage. But in the end, is having a video is the key part. Then what I've seen working super well is previous speaking engagements. If you have a list of, in my case, international speaking engagements, and doesn't matter if they're paid or not paid, it just gives you kind of the value stack that increases your credibility. And I'm just adding every speaking engagement to this. Then I have more videos so that they see me on different stages. Then example keynotes. And the first one is the signature keynote. And the other ones are other keynotes where I was asked to do, but it's always going back to this is kind of my keynote speaking offer. So they see a little bit of flavor, but they see as well that there's a red thread through my keynote speaking. And then photos that show me in different places. So what I've seen working well for me, like as well here in a climbing center, it's something like extraordinary. It's not a normal keynote, but it was a keynote to, I don't know, 50 people. And it was in a climbing center. This was like in Airbus and then in other events. It's just seeing yourself on stage in a photo will always give you more credibility. So then if you have more videos as well, videos is super helpful because that gives the biggest credibility because they see you speaking. So let's go back to this one. So that's speaking page. If you don't have a speaking page, I highly recommend you to build one inside of your website. It's a key part where you show yourself that you are a credible speaker and help other people to decide. Then with all of this set up, you should get overtime inbound, which means other people reaching out to you and asking you to be keynote speaker. Sorry, I just need to move the chat here on the side that I see if in case someone is chatting. Inbound. Well, let's go back. Any questions until now? Sometimes I'm too fast. No questions? All logic? Austin.
Yeah, yes. Thanks a lot for taking time to share this. There is a word that you've used quite a bit in the last 3 minutes. It's like credibility. Most of us, at least for me, I'm starting a new business, talking about myself, and the new product I'm selling is me. I have no references of credibility for me being the service or the product being sold. And I saw that you just listed a number of events where you've been a keynote speaker to build that credibility. What's your point of view about a startup like myself being credible? I mean, I can refer to stuff that I've done in corporate life, but that's not Forstone. That's not me. That's me as a managing director of a business in a multinational companies or things like that. So that's my question. Sorry. Thank you.
It's not, but it is. Because in the end, you have like nobody will get to be general manager of a continent in a large multinational, international company without being credible in what you're doing. So I think it's more switching yourself from, hey, I have a huge amount of experience, I have a huge amount of value that I can bring. It's just understanding that you have that value, even that you maybe have never had a business, or even if you have never done a keynote in your whole life. You have been speaking to other people and you have had a life experience that you can bring into a room. You have a story that you can tell. And that's the credibility that you already bring with you, even if you have not done, let's say, the formal version of running a business, building a business yourself. You have a huge amount of credibility. Like in your case, because we have met in person, you have done amazing things in this world that you can transfer to any client into any keynote that you want to. It's just the way how you formulate that for yourself that you feel yourself credible. And that all starts with kind of aligning your head with your heart. I always say, like because it's if you believe in yourself, then it's that the rest is easy. But I think at least the ones I know personally, or we have been talking over the last years and months and weeks, all of you have the credibility. It's just how you showcase that for yourself. If we take Jim as an example, Jim has been playing concerts in one of the most incredible stadiums and events in the world. It's like translating this into a keynote is no problem. It's just being comfortable in doing that and finding the way that you feel comfortable, Jim, right?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And I was building on Fawson's question there and your input on that, Jens. Is, initial inquiry that was going through my brain was also about I guess the portrayal of credibility to prospective clients or anybody who is looking to build book keynote speakers. In my specific case, I do have hundreds of publicly posted very positive client reviews, just not specifically in the keynote space. It's still in a performative space with my music performances. And I'm sure there's a way to leverage that in at least a somewhat effective way for keynotes. But as far as something that I would be able to post on a keynote landing page right now, those would be my client testimonials. I will have my sizzle reels and more footage available for actual testimonials for my keynote. I'll have that available by the end of the month. But I was a little, I'm sorry, I'm babbling. I'm going to wrap this up in a second, I swear. I was a little apprehensive about stepping on the gas 100 miles an hour and getting that keynote landing page built until I have those final assets delivered to me. And it's not because I'm trying to delay it or I'm scared, but it's because I'm thinking there's only one chance to make a first impression to these people who are going to click on your landing page. And I want to make sure it's armed to the teeth with all the available assets I have.
Stephen.
One of the things I did when I started out, and again, not having show reels as I do these days and content of doing keynotes, was I got video testimonials from people that I'd worked with to underscore my credibility. So that might be something that maybe you could investigate. Just look at those people that know you well, that are passionate and genuine and authentic about you, because that ultimately comes across in the video anyway, and ask them to give you a testimonial and pop that up as kind of context and background for you. And for me, it was a good stepping stone, just from my personal experience.
That's great. Oh, I appreciate that, Stephen. That's something I could be actionable about right away, actually. Thank you.
Good. Let's go forward. We have more question opportunities. Where's my? It's gone. Here we are. So inbound. Can you see my screen? Yeah, good. So inbound. We took away the production part of the left side of the whole flow and look at 3 key inbound opportunities that we all have. So we have social media. Everyone can utilize social media as much as you want. 99.9% of social media is free. So you utilizing social media is a no-brainer. And at least the ones that I know here on the call, you're all doing that more or less already. So what I have seen working super well, and I have not really mentioned that too much over the last weeks, but I did a test. I did 365 daily videos in 2024. And that's why I have 100% increase on website visits. That's the only difference that I did compared to anything else before. So videos, especially for speaking, but in general, right now, we are in a time of videos where videos are just performing across the board better than anything else. And the reason for that is I believe personally, and that's just my personal opinion, everyone can write now articles professionally, even a German dude like I am, in English, that look amazing with the help of AI. But videos, yes, you can do videos with AI, but professional videos that are authentic is not that easy with AI. So you speaking on video is an incredible booster for your personality and being like visible to the other people, but also credible and authentic in the way you speak. And that's very, very hard to start with. But like I have seen some of you starting doing this and some of you doing this for years already. And I just see how I feel when I'm watching your videos. And that's what other people will feel as well, even if they don't know you. So social media videos is one aspect where you can drag people into your world. Then the other part is, of course, search. Search is another incredible opportunity. If you have built it properly and you have a hub where you put in all your videos and content that you're creating, not LinkedIn, Google, if we take one of the search engines, will be able to find you. And AI will be able to find you as well, because what we see now happening is that AI will take over the whole search in the future, because we are getting used to getting the answers from machines. And that means if you are not in the digital ecosystem findable and you're just focusing on social media, you're cut off the AI engines and the SEO engines, which is search engine optimization. So let's say you are the star on TikTok. ChatGTP right now cannot look into TikTok and say, oh, Jens is the expert in this topic, because TikTok is a closed environment. So that's just a reminder, but still opportunity. So we have Google search or any other search engine as well that is searching the internet. Then we have AI engines, whatever large language models and the future will be. And then we have the possibility of referrals. And I think I will go now into more details. LinkedIn. I did a deep dive in one of the sessions on LinkedIn, and what I just see a lot, people not utilizing LinkedIn. LinkedIn from showing yourself as a keynote speaker. Just an example. Do you have keynote speaker in your title? Do you have visit my website activated so that people can click through to your website? And or that's the next one, website in bio, booking link featured, and keynote speaker and experience. I show you now mine, just to make it simple and easy for you to understand. Oops, that's the wrong one. I show you my profile. Not, again, it's not that my profile is the best one, it's just that I don't want to show anyone else. So key part is keynote speaker in the headline. So in the title that you show, not in the experience, in the title that you show, the search on LinkedIn, if you search here for people and you put keynote speaker, you will find the people that have keynote speaker in their title. Keynote speaker. If we look at this lady, keynote speaker somewhere. So that means they utilize the search algorithm of LinkedIn. If we go, so that's the first comment. Then visit my website. Opportunity for everyone, because if you as a visitor of my LinkedIn profile click on this, you straight away go to my landing page, which is my personal website. Another opportunity to drag people into your world. Then what I did, because a lot of people don't get this one, I added it here on top of this. So looking for the link, that's the link. So I added my social media or my landing page for social media here as well. And then there's a section that's called featured. So a lot of people feature old posts from themselves and show that they have 20 comments or whatever. What I have seen from some of the leading LinkedIn experts, they're utilizing links. So these are designed links that you can use, and they directly click through to your landing page. So this is if I'm clicking on this, you directly get to book a call with me. If I'm clicking on Keynotes, if I do this right now, straight away, you're on my Keynote booking page. An easy way every one of you can do, cost nothing. Tom, you have a question.
Actually, an observation that I recently learned in a boot camp that I'm part of as far as AI, content creation, etc. LinkedIn de-emphasizes anything that will take a user off of the LinkedIn platform. And that includes direct links to a YouTube video. However, there's a little trick that you can use. When you go to YouTube video, and I'm trying to do this with some material that I just created, I believe it's only available in like the desktop. I tried to do it with something yesterday on my phone, and I did not see the link for embed. The trick is when you post something on LinkedIn, rather than pasting the link directly to your YouTube, which LinkedIn is going to, de-emphasize, you can embed the video, and that way they don't leave the LinkedIn platform. They view the YouTube video within the LinkedIn interface. So they're not leaving LinkedIn, but you also get credit for the hit on YouTube. So it's kind of a double bang for the buck, but also minimizing the risk that by posting links to sites outside of LinkedIn, it will be de-emphasized.
Yeah, super good one. I didn't know that this is like, I know uploading the videos is better than posting, but I didn't know about the embed. That's cool. I will check that out.
Right.
Thank you
Yeah.
very
The
much.
other thing about that is that, if you post videos directly to LinkedIn, there's a very limited amount of space or access that you
Yeah.
have. Whereas, YouTube is unlimited, but that's the trade-off. Yeah, you can put whatever you want on YouTube. There's no limit there. But by posting the link to it on LinkedIn, it could be de-emphasized.
Yeah.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
In terms of that description under your name, is there any hierarchy? So are you suggesting that keynote speaker should be the first thing that you have, and then your other attributes under it? Mine says entrepreneur and business leader, author, keynote speaker, media host, and guest. So
I can show you why I do this. I can just show you why I do it how I do. So if we look at the post, so they're collapsing this. So you see, they're blending out the rest.
Right.
So if you go to any post of yourself, you see exactly what other people will see. So one thing is visit my website, which I mentioned before, but it's like now you see CEO Heitland Media Group keynote speaker.
Yeah.
That's why I have done this in this way and not normally. Business wise, if you ask me, it would be better to have like helping CEOs to launch their personal brand as the first thing. But what I've seen is then you don't see this. And for me, I want to have the keynote speaking front and center as well.
Got it. Thank you.
So then another hack I learned and I shared last time as well, putting yourself a job title, which is keynote speaker. So what I did here, and this is copied from one of the LinkedIn influencers or whatever they call themselves, but I just said that was super smart. So I've created my own job in my own personal website, and put myself as a job title keynote speaker and just added all the speaking gigs as well, which is an easy one everyone can do as well. So this again shows you as a credible speaker. If we take Jim as an example, you could have like one as a musician and you put all your gigs as a musician as like just bullet points. It just shows like how many gigs you did, and it's just a credibility booster. Plus, what you can do is, as you see here, you put skills, keynote speaking. So to every job you have inside of, how it's called, experience, you can add skills. So if you add the skills keynote speaking whatever, it is indexing inside of LinkedIn. Plus, you can add the link again. So inside of the experience section, again, for the lazy ones, you can just look at my profile and see, yeah, he's a keynote speaker. I want to learn more. I click his profile and boom, you click here and you go to my website. And that's then the landing page for speaking.
Mhm.
So these are a couple of tips I have learned over the past for LinkedIn. Next one, search example. I mean, we don't need to do this now live. I have done this thousands of times in the past. Put your name into the search engine. And Faustin and I did this, what was it, last weekend? So if you are not ranking as number one with your website, there's something wrong. You need to build an SEO strategy, an engine that is ranking yourself as the number one. Because Google and AI and everyone is still checking who is the owner of the website, who is the owner of the domain. And if the domain in the best case is your name, then this should be number one ranking. As well, super opportunity if you do it well and integrate the photos of you speaking on stage inside of your website. You all know when you Google your name or Google a person, then you see all the pictures. Like you can do this on the site. Google my name and you see thousands of pictures. And that's again an SEO strategy. But if you have pictures where you are speaking on stage, again, a credibility booster. And then you put yourself name and speaker or name and keynote speaker in Google and ChatGPT or anything else, and then you see what comes out. If you're not there yet, it's all about how do you build an SEO strategy with your personal website so you get there. So it's a key part. That's why I'm always starting with the system when I do this calls, because the system is the magic. It's not one or any of the single points. It's the systematic way you do these things. Then referral example. One of the things I have done over the time and that works super well is speaking agencies. And don't get me wrong, they do shit. Sorry to say that. Sorry for my French. But they don't come to you and give you speaking gigs. But what helps is that they are listing you as a speaker, and corporations that look for speakers in a certain field then look at their website, and what they often do is they don't reach out to the speaking agency, they reach out to you directly. So I'm listed at, I don't know, a handful of speaking agencies, and I've gotten, I think over the last 3 years, one speaking agency gig, but a lot of speaking agency gigs in the other way where they don't earn money with. So that's definitely worth it, and as easy as reaching out to them. And another easy one, whenever you have done anything, have you asked for referrals, testimonials, like we talked already about? Ask for people. What I see, at least in my case, quite a bit, when you speak at big corporate events internally, they don't want to do a video. They don't want to share this publicly. But what they all say, Jens, if you have someone that had a doubt, give them my number. And that's even more credibility. Like if you have someone that they can call, they can email, and then they will get in contact with them, is even more powerful than a video. Especially if this is like big corporations. So asking people about referrals, asking if they know someone, it's a big help, and that helps you to get more inbound. Outbound. Outbound means you getting into action. This too, because that's at least when we talk about getting paid, which I think most of you would love to get to when it is about speaking. These are the two main ones I have seen working well. Conferences and big events, and then companies. Though I have to say events and conferences always pay less and always try to make it free. Like nobody wants to pay. Corporations most of the time pay. So my personal focus is way more on corporations and companies than events. I utilize events to get the visibility and showcase, but then I do this like I did in Switzerland, where Adelina at least was in the room as well. So then I'm building in a pitch so that I have a benefit of the event. So I focus on this too. Number one is, whom do you target? So if you try to target every event, that's not going to work. If you try to target every cooperation, that's not going to work. So it's again this old way of saying niche down and find out exactly whom you should be speaking to. And that, of course, starts with the end in mind. Where do you want to be? What is the benefit of you being speaker? Do you just want to, let's say, sell books? Do you just want to get your story across? Or do you want to impact the other people on the other side? So I give you my example. I targeted the event that was in Switzerland because I know it's an event where are roughly 3,000, 5,000 entrepreneurs that are focusing on building businesses. So, and investors. So these two target audiences were in this event. And they didn't pay me for being there. That's why I built in a pitch. But my target was, I go there and I will make business afterwards, the long-term version. So understanding exactly where you want to speak and where you target is a key part of building your funnel. So if you want to speak in a specific area where you're a credible person, let's take Stephen as an example, speaking in retail organizations, look, and then maybe even niching down in, is it international retail? Is it European retail? Is it one retail sector? Going deeper into that way and then targeting them. And targeting them means then as well understanding the corporate structure. Who are the people that are organizing events and meetings and bigger conferences inside of the corporation? It's most of the time the same people. It's the marketing department, it's the event department, it's the personal assistants of the VPs, the personal assistant of the executive teams. So these are all people you can target. And then go from there, introducing yourself, getting connected to these people in different ways, finding creative ways, but not too sales-ish. Depends a bit where you are in the world. I know we're heavy American today. You can be more sales because people are used to that in America. In Europe, that doesn't work. But it's just introducing yourself in a credible way and showcasing that you have all of this value that you bring to them. But it's not about yourself. So it's always think about what they want. What is the benefit to them? And that's sometimes a mind shift that we need to do as speakers, because yes, we want to get booked and we want to get paid for it. But in the end, you need to deliver value and outcome for the other side. Same like business. So if you understand exactly what, if we go back to Stephen, retail has this and this and this problems right now. How can I help as a speaker to solve these problems or inspire them to solve the problems, whatever the pitch can be? As better you understand the problems of the companies that you want to speak as easier you can pitch yourself. And as more creative ways you can find yourself to get a step into the door. And then one of the things I have seen as well, incredible following up and stay on top of mind. I'm lazy when it comes to this. That's why I need to have a system and an assistant on top of that helps me to do that. But in the end, is really building this funnel in a digital way that you track exactly what's happening. It's like business when it comes to these things. As more you know and as more you fine-tune this, as better it gets. And that starts really have the understanding whom you target, go into finding the events and companies, list all of them, then from that list, go into the next level, look into who are the people inside of that company that can decide or are organizing this event, and then introduce yourself in whatever different ways. And the beauty is most of you have already connections. So you start with the connections you have and utilize them. And then really go into following up in creative ways, like sending a video message, sending whatever, going there in person, the old school way, really dependent on what it is. How do you get booked? Let's share. or questions?
Yes, I had a quick question, if that's okay. I have it here. Okay, so going back to local to a discussion about speaking agencies, is an immediate actionable item to just Google local speaking agencies and then we take it from there?
Yeah, I would
Okay.
look into specifics again, understanding to whom you target, because some speaking agencies are more for certain topics, are more for certain things, because what they understood as well, they need to niche down. They can't serve everyone anymore, so it's understanding that. But it starts with Googling and building a list, or using ChatGTP. What are the, like in your case, what are the top 20 speaking agencies in your area?
Sure. Okay.
And that's the starting point, is doing a little bit of research, understanding that. But then the base is, if you have found like 2 or 3, reach out to them. What I always did in the beginning, I was trying to talk to the managers, because speaking agencies are most of the time not like 500 people companies. It's like 2, 3, 5 people. So it's try to talk to the owner, because as more you build a relationship, like everywhere in business, as more you build a relationship with them, as easier it gets, as better they understand what you do, as more excited they are as well about what you do, and as easier it is for them to understand. There's now a request from finance that doesn't really fit to anyone, but hey, Jim is doing this specific thing. I think you should talk to him. This kind of things.
Awesome.
A good starting point has always been local chamber of commerce as well. They are always looking for guest keynote speakers at breakfast events or events that they're holding. That's how I got started. You have to do them for free, but if you're just starting out anyway, and you want to kind of build your confidence and then build your keynote and understand it, it's a great platform to get you going. And I've had business out of it anyway. So again, I'd encourage you to try that as well.
Yeah, good one.
Absolutely.
I have a
Excellent.
question. I'm not sure if you covered schools or education yet.
No, we didn't.
Okay, I have a question about that. I just want to make sure I wasn't repeating. So I'm a new speaker as well. My name is GGM Green. I'm the CEO of Kiami. We do digital production and storytelling, so helping people with their podcast, books, films, things of that nature. So I've only spoken 3 times, and I just got my first paid speaking gig, but it was small. And I was thinking, if I started approaching more schools, I know that they have a budget, especially with the students coming back, at least here in the States. So I sent out about 25 intro emails, and I'm waiting to hear back. And my question is, how do you follow up in a way that isn't too aggressive? I'm trying to give them at least a week or a week and a half and let all the staff come back to see the email, but I want to make sure I'm not following up too soon or too aggressive. Any suggestions on that?
A good question. I'm losing you guys. I just need to switch off this one. Can you still hear me? Yeah. So I follow up is a magic in itself. For me, it's just because I'm not so much salesy. I'm more in the human connection world, where I'm trying to follow up more on a personal level rather than on a business pitch level. But in the end, it's I think it's linked to how you reached out in the first end. So when you reached out, how did you communicate with them? Did you communicate to them as an individual? Did you communicate about them, or did you communicate about you? So that's it. It starts with that. And then, because what I see a lot is pitches are like people, I get pitched like everyone does on LinkedIn 200 times per day. And they literally just talk about themselves without you understanding what you do. So it really starts with that. If you reach out to them with, I have seen these things about you, and I've seen that maybe you had these challenges, or this happened in your organization, in the school. The kids are coming back, whatever it is. I think this would be helpful for you, so that you go more from that side, and in the best case personal. Then you can just follow up on, hey, did you have a chance to have a look at my email, whatever you reached out. I always talk about the party invite strategy, but that only works when you do things in a slightly different way. So I've learned about the party invite strategy, I don't know, last year, and it works super well. So reaching out to people still with the personal perspective, but then asking, do you know anyone that knows someone that is doing this? So then it's not pitching to that person, you just ask for a referral. It works super well. So example, we help CEOs in my media business. So I'm reaching out to them, and I'm asking the CEO if this person knows someone who would be interested in this and this, and not sales. I'm asking them to be interviewed on my podcast, as an example. So that's kind of building a personal relationship with the CEO of the business, and then through that the person will understand what I do, and then I can kind of build a pitch in. But that's more my type of selling. But this party invite is just reaching out to, hey, do you know anyone that is organizing an event and is looking for a speaker in this field? So you can reach out to anyone that you know about this. And it's quite cool. Even if you reach out people that might not be at all your target, they just refer people to you. Like, you can literally go through all your LinkedIn connections or phone book connection and say, hey, Jens, do you know anyone in this field that is organizing an event? I would like to speak, or whatever. But follow up, I always go to the personal relationship that you build up with that person. So I always try to do it personal. And then worst case, you just write, hey, did you have a chance to, but yeah, that's the easiest. Does it make sense?
Yes, that was very helpful. Thank you.
So how do you guys get booked? Any other topics, questions, ideas?
When
You know,
I
let
finish,
me throw in my 2 cents here, I guess.
yeah, go ahead, Chuck. Go on.
I'll go ahead.
No, I was just.
I find
I'm shameless.
I find that
the minute I finish, go on.
So Chuck is talking now.
yeah. No, but I was going to say the responsibility to the email stuff, because I also work in the movie industry, as you know, and most of the people do now. I don't get a lot of responses from emails. I get better responses when I reach out by phone or go out personally. For some reason, the emails get shuffled away, and I just haven't had very much luck with that. So I think if you can get a number to the company and call them, it's probably a better option. Am I right?
Yeah, 100%. Same experience. Stephen.
Okay.
I always ask at the end of what I've done, when do you want me back? Completely
That's a good
shameless.
one.
Even at conferences, do you want to book me now for next year? I mean, just and you're in front of them. They've seen you. They've heard you. If you've done well, then they like you. It's just shameless self-promotion, but it works.
That's a good one. Göran, you have a question? Hand up.
Yeah.
I have a question and a recommendation because there was the question in the room like how to come not like off too like strong or something. There's a nice personality framework called like How to Fascinate, which is kind of a like language modality test, and it tells you like what kind of style could be more appealing or what you should like be aware of. I really like that. And Jens, I have a question. If you don't have too many good appealing keynotes, but you train for a new one, would you recommend to put up kind of a very like well-made training video of a keynote that just like with snippets to introduce kind of like new content, or would you refrain from that and just recommend to do really public ones as a recording?
No, you can split up your keynote into small pieces and create shorter form videos. 100%.
All right.
That's even what I would do because it's a great pitch. And it's people will resonate with the content, you know that they resonate.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I have a question. That's okay.
Yeah.
Jens, do you find Squarespace to be a do you find Squarespace to have good SEO tools?
Yeah. I mean, in the end, every website builder has it. It's just you need to do it. So the tricky thing is that a lot of people don't focus on it. So one thing is you build your website and you build the visible part, but then you don't consider SEO as important, or you don't know about SEO, and then it's that's the missing piece often. So it's one thing is what you put in the visible world, like the text, that's the easy one, but as well that the pictures. I just did it the other day. Like when you upload pictures on your website and you are on the picture, name the photo that you upload with your name, because then SEO and Google whatever understands, oh, this is Jens, this is Jim. But then every website builder, doesn't matter which one, they have as well settings in the background where you describe this is the page XYZ, this is the photo of the page, this is the thumbnail of the page, these are sometimes keywords of the pages. So as more you focus on this, again, systematic, as better it gets when it comes to SEO. So it doesn't matter which website builder, they all have it, it's just doing it. And it's I use myself Squarespace because it's the easiest one and drag and drop. But that's just me.
Excellent. Thank you.
More questions, thoughts? Frank, you haven't said anything yet.
No, I'm enjoying this, and yeah, I'm also at the start, but you know, it's a journey that it's fun. It's really fun. Sometimes it's frustrating, but it's really funny. You know, the way to find the people, and you always find them so unexpectedly. And you know, I spoke just now 12 days on a row for two hours on Chatter. There was a competition with the American people in Australia and everything, and we had a team. I was with the South Africa team, and our team won the competition, and we got a lot of money, and it was so much. And you know, it will come when you're ready. I believe that everything will come when you're ready. You know, when you keep going, you know, find another way, find that path. This is not how working. Well, find something else and find people like you and you know, and go to the next level and do it together. You know, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. And that's what you're doing. And that's amazing what you're doing. And so I'm enjoying every comment, every little thing. You think, oh my God, why didn't I think that? You know, and that's so much fun to see people's journey. You know, sharing your story is changing your story, and you know, it's in the universe. It will come when you're ready. You know, every answer will come when you're ready. So, and of course, I'm frustrating because then you speak for 50 people and you think, why was I not in the back stadium? Well, probably you're not ready. So, or people don't know you. That's the biggest part, people don't know you. Because every time I speak, people say, I expected a lot, but I didn't expect this.
Yeah.
So you're on your way, and don't worry. Don't worry, you will find somebody in the public who says, hey, I need this guy and I want him now. And that's how it goes. And in life it also goes like that, So yeah, that's why I'm quiet, because I'm enjoying. I'm enjoying
That's okay.
everything what is shared, and everything who offers you something. And there are so many LinkedIn gurus who tell you this is a success story, buy this and do this and do this, blah blah blah, and you buy something stupid. Follow your own path. Follow your own path, and the moment it's difficult, you're on the right path. When it's difficult, you're on the right track. But don't buy in somebody's beautiful highway to success, because it's theirs and not yours. So, don't go there. Follow your own path. And if it's dirty, you're on the right track.
See, there's always something good coming from your side. Thank you, Frank.
I try to be part of growing together, and I love that, and that's what you're doing, and everybody's doing. We're all here for the same reason, because we share and we help each other.
Agree.
And in this world,
sorry.
be honest, jealousy. I'm signed up with some English agencies. Oh my God, jealousy. They look at you and they say, "Oh, you're amazing, Frank," but they will not recommend you. They will. You're taking their place, No. They all say to you, let's meet up. You hear nothing anymore. So it's also a lot of jealousy, but there's a lot of spaces and a lot of events. So don't worry about that. But be careful of the people who say you're amazing, because they will not recommend you.
We have 4 minutes left, because I have another call. Jim, you have hand up.
Yes. Do you have any specific suggestions, going back to, I guess, agency listings, to make? Is there anything that you had done in the past that you felt really made your listing stand out? Because I imagine with the agency listings, the client is seeing a bunch of names, and so I just don't know if there was anything specific on your end. Like for me, I'm definitely going to figure out a way to implement like Keynote concerts. But just in general, broad strokes, making an agency listing so that you stand out in a sea of however many people are in that listing.
I think it depends on the agency, in my experience. Because some agencies are very, very strict. We need this photos, this kind of things, and we need this. And some are completely free. So it really depends on the agency. For me, what helped me to get listed was having my speaking page. Because then they see, okay, he's a speaker already. It's not like, I have a LinkedIn profile and I want to speak. Everyone wants to speak, or a lot of people want to speak, but having a dedicated page is already the next level. Even if you haven't done many speaking gigs, that doesn't matter. But you can see the speaking agencies and see their pages. They try always to make it look the same. So, I mean, with your topics, you will stand out automatically in what you're doing.
Cool.
So it's awesome. More. I mean, sometimes they ask you what you want to put on their website. So like specific comments or specific pieces. So that's where you can then fine-tune it to stand out. If you see all the others on their speaking page, how can you stand out? But I haven't really, honestly, much focused on that. I just use it as an inbound mechanism, because I just have seen they are not putting too much work in to promote you, at least in my case.
Makes sense.
Maybe it's me.
Makes sense. Thank you.
Good. I need to run. Sorry for that. I can't go over today. I have another call. Thank you very much, everyone. more calls and more physical meetups coming up in the next weeks, months. I will put a more plannable structure together in the next days so that we see what are the different topics that are coming in the next months, but as well, specifically the physical meetups. So goal is to have a physical meetup in February in the Netherlands. So for everyone that is close by, I'm putting something into the calendars. So just, and then like there was this discussion over Christmas to add as well local opportunities, like maybe having a community arm in the UK, maybe in the US and in other countries. So that's something I want to explore as well. So coming a lot in 2025, looking forward to hopefully meet all of you in person. Good.
Thanks
Thank you very
today.
much. See
Nice
you
meeting you.
around. Thank
Cheerio.
you. Ciao.
Yes, bye-bye.